Good evening. Assalamualaikum.
Good evening, sir.
Shall we start? Shall we start? Hello, shall we start? Shall we start? Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, can hear now.
Okay, we start. Today, can you all, anyone say what we discussed in the last class? Just a summary, briefly. Who else can just give me what we learned in the last class? Can anyone? Can anyone just tell me what we learned?
So basically, we talked about what is research. Then
Yeah.
after that, we talked about there are some kind of researches what we can do under the main topic. Then after that, you ask what is action research.
Yeah.
And those three parts we have talked in different ways, and we shared our informations with you
Right.
also.
Yeah.
Kind of things.
Okay. Today, this I will please note down, then I will make a send you all the note. I will send you all the note, but before that, one by one, we will talk the headings and I will wait. Okay. Okay. Today, the starting point of accent research. First thing we need to discuss the starting point. Before that, the teacher role and the features of accent research. Or the connection between the accent research and teacher role. We will see teacher role and accent research. Okay, tell me what is the connection between teacher role and accent research? Can anyone just say? What is the correct role of teacher and characteristic of accent research? Who is going to find out the problem in the classroom? Because just as teacher, last time we discussed.
Yeah.
Can you all remember that we discussed about the reflection and reflective journal?
Yes. Yes.
So we will in detail we will talk about the reflective journal today. And the first thing, as a teacher, you are responsible for identifying the problem in the classroom. You are as a teacher, you are the person who is going to identify the problem. And who should change? By doing the accent research, who is going to change?
Teacher.
Teacher. That's a very important point. So first thing, The teacher should identify the change by the change or the problem should be identified by teacher. This is first thing. So can you tell me some example for this? The teacher should identify the change or the problem should be identified by the teacher. So teacher is the responsible person for identification of the problem during teaching learning process. The second thing, the teacher should decide how the change the teacher should identify how the change can occur. So who should decide how the change should occur, how the change should be done? Who is responsible?
Teacher.
Who is going to decide? Teacher. So the change, what is the change? That should be identified by teacher, or the problem should be identified by teacher. So how the change could be done, that also should be identified by the teacher. Where should the change start? Or from which point the change should start? Initially?
From the lesson plans? From the lesson
From the
plans?
teacher. No, from the teacher. The change from the teacher, the change should be started. Should be started. So the third point. Fourth point, who should implement? Who is responsible for implementing the change? Who should implement? How? By research. By research. So the implementation part by teacher, implementation part by teacher, that is by doing research. The last one is the teacher should maintain the progress of change. Now you understood what is the basic, the characteristic of action research and the teacher role. Did you all get the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. These are the very important point that the teacher first initially, okay, he or she must know. Now you all know the teacher role and the action research. Now what the second thing that I am going to ask, tell me the starting point of, that is after discussing, then I will write down one by one, a starting point of action research. Points, starting point of action research. Tell me. Based on,
Collecting information.
tell me, the teacher, we are talking about the teacher.
Collecting information.
Identifying the
So first there are around, we need to discuss about 5 points, how you can start the action research. That is the question. Or where you should start and how you can start. Tell me how you can start your action research.
by identifying the
basis of
problem
starting
clearly
it?
at the beginning.
Okay, tell me. Can anyone tell?
The reflection after the lessons, then
Reflection, that is also there, but as a teacher, your observation and your experiences. Number one, please note down the points, then I will make a comprehensive note and set you all. Before that, if you all want to interactively involve, you all make some note, because this is practical session, not reading session. So practically you must know everything. I will just share my experience. Then think about the number one is the observation and experience of teacher. First, we will talk about that. The observation and what? Experience of teacher. Just can anyone explain what do you mean by that? The observation and experiences. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What is the experience and this under this? As a professional, you have interest on doing an action research. You are very much, you have the enthusiasm or interest to do an action research. That is the first thing. Do you think that all will do the action research?
No.
No. Who will do? The people who are having the interest, they will involve in the action research, or they will be motivated by themselves to do a action research. That is when you involving in the teaching, learning process. So the first thing, your experience and observation makes you to do an action research. The first thing, that is an interest you have. Interest. Okay, interest you have. What is the second thing you can say? One is interest. You are very much interested to do an action research, because in the school, can you all just I think as teachers, you all have great experience. Some teachers are very motivated, very much motivated, and every time they want to do something in the school. Very active. But some are how? Some teachers are how? They are very, tell me, they are very
lazy.
lazy, very lazy. They go to the school, they go to the classroom, just sit in the chair, they involve in the teaching learning process. Just you can see, very passive teacher, not very active teacher. So they won't do these kind of exam research. So if you have interest, definitely you will do. And so the teachers who are having interest, they will involve in the exam research. The second thing, when you do your teaching learning process, sometimes you may face difficulties in a difficult situation. Can you tell me what is the difficult situation that you can just face? Anyone? We will one by one, by discussing, we will learn. What is the difficulty that you can find? Tell me. One difficulty? Tell me one difficulty. One, everyone can just say one. We'll see. Farwin, tell me one difficulty that you have experience in the school. What are the difficulties that you have faced? Farid, Ilma, one difficulty.
When there is no cooperation, it becomes a difficult.
Cooperation of student. Good. Okay, very good. Rauzana. Rauzana, one difficulty. Rauzana. Savindi.
Less attention, sir.
Less, very good. Less attention, very good. Excellent. Next. Taranga.
Adapting to the environment, like
Pardon.
adapting to the environment, like it was a new or a new.
Okay, good. Fine. And Manohari.
So some students with some slow learning things, displaying some slow learning things, some learning disabilities.
Learning disability. Okay, fine. So these are some difficult situations where we face a problem and we need to go for to find a solution for that. So at the time that you start your action research. The third thing under observation and experience. Okay, the third thing under the observation and experience, when you find out some situation where an unclear situation, it's not clear to you, an unclear situation. Unclear situation. Can you tell me what is unclear situation? You told difficulty, but what is unclear? Can anyone say that some unclear situations in the school?
Not sure what is expected to do, or like.
Yes, not sure. You are not sure because you thought that the student will cooperate, but there is no reason. You are doing your lesson well. You prepared everything. You went with good lesson plan and all activities you arranged in the classroom. Most of the students are very much enthusiastic. They are involving actively, but unfortunately, some students, they don't come to the class or they are just been neglected. So in that situation, it's not clear why. You can't just find, it's not clear. Uncertain, very uncertain situation, unclear. And it's not clear to you. Then you need to go for exam research to find out the reason. So these are some points. The second one, okay, the same thing, starting point of action research. Second thing we will see, this is number 2. Can you all see the screen? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then tell me the second one. Why you all are learning exam research in the Apex campus? Why? Why
As
you
the
all
requirement
learn?
of the course,
It's a
as a requirement of the fulfilling the
yes,
course.
definitely. When you go to an institution where you want to do some kind of diploma program or a degree program or higher education, especially in a higher education institute, it's a must for you to do exam research. So it's a requirement. Requirement for you to do a action research. Requirement. It's a requirement. Okay. It's a requirement. You need to go for a right. Okay. Requirement. You must do. The third thing, you are a teacher in a school where you have a good reputation. You are a very famous teacher. The parents are, the most of the parents like you. So as a teacher, the response of the students are very much higher. You have a great demand. You are a very demanded teacher. Because of that, you think that I want to do a accent research. That is the third one. So the reputation for your teacher role. Reputation for a teacher. And reputation as a professional. So good response is given by the student, by parent, by principal. Always they just praise you. Most of the teachers and principal, parents, students, they are very happy about your teaching. Then you want to start a excellent research. Fourth one, when you go to a seminar, have you all just for going for a seminar? How? In the zonal education office, Ministry of Provincial Ministry of Education. So time to time they conduct seminars and workshops. Usually you all go to seminars, isn't it? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So what kind of seminars? What kind of seminars? That is different type of seminars. Sometimes they will organize a seminar to encourage you all to do excellent research. So once you go to the seminar, when you come back, once you come back, that you think that, oh, it is very nice. So after attending the seminar, you think it is better to do a exam research. That is your idea. So the motivation or the experience or the knowledge gained in the seminar that will encourage you to do a excellent research. So that is in-service training, in-service training, motivate you, in-service training, motivate you to do a excellent research. Okay. So then after attending the seminar, just you want to start a excellent research. That is the research seminar or a workshop was done for you to encourage the excellent research. The last one, you have enthusiasm. Personally, you think that I am very much interested, and philosophically, my inner mind, I have the motivation on excellent research. So that is your willingness. You have the some kind of interest and philosophically that you want to do a excellent research. So that is the last one. Fifth one is the interest and the willingness to do an excellent research. Now just can you all say what are the five starting points? What are the five starting points of excellent research? Tell me, quickly tell me. We need to discuss what are.
Observation and experience.
Yeah, under observation
Requirement.
and experience, there are three. Tell me.
Yes, interest.
Yeah. The other one is
Difficulties.
Difficulty and not, yeah, and the unclear situation, like unclear.
Those are the three, the observation and experience. So the second one? Second one?
Requirement.
Requirement from your institution that you must do. Without doing excellent research, you won't go get the degree. Award, the degree will not be awarded to you. You must complete as a partial fulfillment of your course. What is the third one? The responses or reputation you are getting from where? From
parents, students, by principal,
other teachers and principals, and zonal education office, you know, the zonal director or AD, whoever. Then the fourth one,
in-service training.
In-service training, because we attended the in-service training, that is to give you all the basic idea of excellent research. So you want to start excellent research. So the last one is philosophically, and you have the interest to do an excellent research. So it is in your mind, it is coming to you. Yes, I want to do an excellent research. Right. So last class we discussed about the what is excellent research. Now we are going to talk about what is the quantitative, because the normal research, even not in the exam research, but usually the research. What we discussed in the last class, whatever the research yes you want to do, you need to know about two kind of research. One is quantitative and qualitative research. So based on the measurement, we will see type of research. There are so many way to classify, but here we are going to classify based on the measurement, that is quantitative or the data collection. The data that we are going to collect. Wait. Okay. One is what? One is quantity. What is one is what? Quantitative. The other one is
Qualitative.
qualitative. Okay, good. Qualitative. Now, just please, can anyone just give me an briefly explain what is qualitative and what is quantitative? Simply based on if there is any science teacher, even math teacher or other subject also can just tell me what is quantity and what is quality. That is in the normal example. But for when you come to the education, that is different. The scenario is different. In the quantity and quality, the scenario is different. So what is quantitative research and qualitative research? What is quantitative research? Usually, what is quantitative? First, we will understand
Based on numbers.
pardon?
Quantitative based on numbers.
Yes, numbers. Then what about qualitative?
It's how to say? It's the quality.
Quality, the correct.
Yeah, quality, the discipline in edit.
Okay, right. That is on the basis. Now we come to the science. Very simply, I will explain. You have a food, any kind of food, maybe yogurt or a meal, fried rice, whatever it is. Just you have a food, cake item. You want to find whether the protein is present or not. What is that analysis? The analysis is based on the quality. Protein present or not, that is quality. What kind of nutrients present in a piece of cake or in a type of cake, that is qualitative. So what are the characteristics of cake? Softness, that is texture, or the structure, taste, and the color. Those are quality. But what is quantity of cake? How many kilos? Or if you go deeply into the thing, how much of protein is there in a cake? That is a simple example. The whether the protein present or not is the qualitative, and the quantitative, how much protein is there, how much carbohydrate is there. So that is the science. If you can measure, as you said, in numbers, the length, weight, so those kind of things are called the quantitative. Now come to this education. That is entirely different. Now we will talk about the education. What kind of measurement we take? There are some quantities. We say quantities. What is that quantities? What is quantities?
Exam marks?
What is the quantities mean? There are physical quantities, the length, the mass, weight, the electric current, those are physical quantities, basic quantities in the physics. But when you come to education, what kind of quantities we measure?
Percentage, like from
That we just say in the when you measure the marks, the one student get 40 marks, the other student, one student got 40 marks in mathematics, other student got for 80 marks. What do you mean by that? The knowledge of the student A who got 40 and the knowledge of the student who got 80 B, can you say that the A has the mathematics knowledge when you compare to B, half of the knowledge of B? Is it correct?
No, no.
No. That is mental quantities. So that is we just measure the mental abilities. So when you measure the mental abilities, the space between the scale is not same like in the physical quantities. When you say 5 meter, when you say 10 meter, the 5 meter is 10 meter is 2 times of 5 meter. That is exactly you can say. But when you take, it is very difficult in education. When you talk the measurement, educational measurements are very much difficult. You can't say simply like the measurement of physical quantities. So when you come to education, if you take marks, if you take the personality, if you take the emotional intelligence, if you take the ability to do something, that is higher order mental process. You have the creative thinking, you have the logical thinking power, divergent, convergent, decision making. So many kind of mental qualities are there. Higher order mental process. As human, we have the top level of higher order mental process. So when you talk about these, the quantities and qualities, now we can divide into two. The subject, measuring the achievement of subject is coming under quantitative. So when if you just take the marks of any subject, that is coming under quantitative. Then the discipline and the interest and emotional qualities, these are coming under what? Qualitative research. Now, can anyone say me what is, when you talk about the action research, what is your opinion? In action research, what is your opinion? Is that quantitative or qualitative? When you talk about the action research, is that quantitative or qualitative?
Both features can appear.
Definitely, both can be there. The quantitative also there. So the qualitative. So in action research, we must consider the qualitative and quantitative things. For example, if you take a rural area school, you want to measure the attendance rate of attendance of students. So what is that? Is it a qualitative or a quantitative? Is it a quantitative or a qualitative? The rate of attendance or the percentage of attendance. Savindi?
Qualitative.
It is a quantitative.
Sorry, quantitative.
Yes, quantitative. So just give me an example in a school. In a school, what is the features that you can measure as qualitative? One feature, give me one characteristic.
Students' behavior.
Based on this attendance, the factors affecting the attendance of student. What is that? The factors affecting the attendance of student. What is that? Is it a quantitative or a qualitative?
Qualitative.
It's a qualitative, yes, of course. So now you know what is quantitative and what is qualitative. Okay, now we will come to the point. Now there are so many kind of research types as we discussed in the last class. So we discussed the difference between the, what do you call, the normal research and action research. Now I am going to just paste. Okay, we will see. What is this? This is, I will now show you all. Right, now tell me. Right, can you all see this one?
Yes, sir.
What is it? What is it? Action research cycle. This is one kind of cycle, but we don't, in education, we don't follow the same cycle. So what is the cycle that we are going to follow? That is the Kurt-Lewin cycle. What is that? Kurt-Lewin. Have you heard about the Kurt-Lewin cycle? Can anyone just explain what is the Kurt-Lewin cycle? Please, can anyone? Is there anybody who can explain to me? Tell me, who can explain? What is Kurt-Lewin? Can anyone? Can anyone explain about Kurt-Lewin cycle? Who is there? No one is there. You all know Kurt-Lewin? Is there anybody? Have you heard about Kurt-Lewin? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Right. So that we will talk about, okay, Kurt-Lewin. Right. You see, first thing, it's a cyclic process. Excellent result. First, what you should do, you need to what? Plan. What? After identifying your these things, how do you identify? We discuss about this. How do you identify? How do you identify the problem? By reflecting. Do you all agree? By a reflection in the classroom. We will talk about reflection in detail. By reflection, you identify the problem. By reflection, you identify the problem. Tell me, what is reflection? What is reflection? The very important thing is reflection. What is reflection? Can anyone just explain to me what is reflection? Just can you all search and tell me what is reflection? Do you all have the facilities to search? What is reflection in education? What is reflection in education? Tarani, Taranga.
That
Yeah,
what child has learned, like
yes.
change of the behavior.
Result of the education.
What is Manahari?
The result of the education.
Not result of the education. you all must very clearly know what is reflection. Otherwise, as a teacher, it is very difficult for you all to do your teaching job, because everyone must know what is reflection, and in your personal life also you must know reflection.
The change?
It is not a really change. We are not talking about the change. At what time you all normally wake up early in the morning? Early in the morning, late in the morning. At what time? Can Manohari, just could you please tell me at what time you wake up in the morning?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Oh, good. And Ilma, at what time you wake up?
4:30, sir.
4:30. Good. Iresha? Iresha, at what time you just wake up? Savindi?
5, sir.
5. Okay. Iresha, I didn't get from Iresha. Nothing. Okay. Parveen told that she can't speak, I think. Okay, no problem. Wake up morning, you so if everything and go to school, involve through can you all hear me? Is it clear to you all?
It's glitching, sir. It's not clear.
Do you all clear? Hello?
It's clear. We cannot hear you, sir, properly.
Wait. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone can hear? Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, sir, it's clear.
Okay, right now tell me, now what is reflection? Just you go to school and take lessons involved in teaching learning process. You come back home, now just deeply thinking from 5 o'clock. You are just now on your bed. You are thinking what happened to me. What are the positive things that I today just I found? What mistake I made? What lesson I learned? That is from your deep mind. From your deep mind, you recall one by one. If there are something you made mistake, you are just thinking, oh, I made this mistake. Hereafter, I mustn't do this one because this badly affected me. This is reflection. Now you all understood what is reflection. Ilma,
Yes, sir.
Taranga, you understood?
Yes, sir.
So that is reflection. So for action research, the reflection is the must for you all to understand the students. We will talk how you all can go for reflection, how you all can identify the problem based on your reflection, how you can maintain your reflective journal, so how you should, what are the format of a reflective journal, these kind of things we will talk. We will discuss deeply if you want to do a research. Now you know what is reflection. So after reflecting, what is the next step? Tell me, what is the next step After the reflection, you need to plan. You need to plan. So after planning, what do you do? What do you do? You plan, and then what do you do?
Take actions accordingly.
Take action. Very good. Go to the action. Then after that, we'll see plan, and you take action. After that, what do you do? What do you do? Analyze your results. If you are succeeded, what you will do? For a problem, for a student problem, you succeeded. You, by reflection, you identify the problem, you planned an action, and then you carried out, implement the action, and you did your analysis, then you found the problem solved. But if you can't solve, what is your idea? How? What are you going to do? Tarani is she's having this power cut problem. Okay, tell me. Now you fail. I will detail it. I will. You don't worry. We will talk about. Then I will send you all note. Then you will read and understand. If you practically understand, then everything will be clear to you. Tell me, what is after your reflection? You found some students are not doing the fractional problem in the mathematics fractions. They fail to do. Then you plan how you can improve the student, and then you just went to an action to solve this problem. Then did your analysis. Then you found they did improve. What is your next step? What is your next step?
The plan should be changed and the action
Yes,
should
of
be
course.
taken accordingly.
Of course, then the analysis, definitely the final results. Savindi, tell me, when you just, how you should your analysis, how can you just find out from analysis? That is, you again, you reflect. After your action, again, you, what do you do? What do? You go for reflection.
Yes.
And after reflection, you go for planning, and then again action. And this, in this way, in a cyclic way, you just go for what? Many cycle until, complete my sentence, until
It becomes a success.
you become success, until you find solution for your problem. This is the basic idea of action research, that is called Kurt Lewin action research cycle. I will show you all. Wait, just Kurt Lewin cycles we will find. Wait, can you all see this? Can you all see this?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is this? Reflect, plan, act, observe. Reflect, replan, act, observe. How many times you will do? How many times you all will do?
Till the problem solved.
Till the problem solved. Maybe one cycle, two cycle, and maybe three cycle. I will clearly explain to you all how you all can plan and do your excellent research. Okay, now tell me, then we will go to the next part, that is the research. We will find some problem. First, you need to identify your problem. How? By your
Reflection notes.
reflection. Then what you should do? After identifying the problem, now you just, I will explain all how you all can write the reflective journal and find out the problem. Then what you should do? You need to
Plan.
find out the background of the problem. How the problem developed in that particular students. You need to find out the reason why, the background or justification. Then after that, you need to plan yourself, how you can solve this problem. Then finally, you do go for observation until you just solve the problem. You go for many cycle. Finally, the student will open. We see one by one, we will see with an example. Now you see what are the type of research that you can see. There are many kind of research. One is individually you can do. The other one is the individual research. Okay, that is the teacher action research. Then what is the other type? One is teacher action research. The other one is, can anyone say?
As a group.
As a group. Good. That is collaborative research. Collaborative research. Collaboration and single person, individual, a teacher action research or collaborative action research. Now we will see an example. As you all said it early, some students are not, they don't pay attention in the classroom, in the teaching learning, in particular subject. Less attention. They pay less attention in a particular subject. That is the problem we found in a classroom. So what is the nature of the problem? Sorry. So that is the problem is some students, they don't pay attention in particular subject. So what is your expectation? So if you find that problem, what you will do? What do you want to do? You need to
Change the teaching style.
teaching style. So what is your final objective? Developing or enhancing the skills of paying attention. Enhancing skill. You need to increase the attention on particular subject, isn't it? Is it correct? Your duty is to increase the attention. on that particular subject. Do you all agree?
Yes.
That is your objective. So where do you all find this problem? This is based on your classroom experience. Okay? This is a classroom problem. Okay, you got the point. This is a classroom problem, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's a classroom problem. Then who is going to implement this project, Excel research? Who is going to do the Excel research? Who is responsible?
Teacher.
The class teacher or a teacher, particular teacher, subject teacher, isn't it? The class teacher may do a Excel research or the subject teacher. So what kind of research is? Teacher, Excel research. Okay? So I'll come to the other problem. Some students are not completing their exercises. After completing your subject, you are giving some exercises in mathematics. They are not completing the work. You are giving follow-up work, homework. They are not completing. You are giving English work. They are not completing. So next day morning, they just bring in the exercise book without doing the exercises that you are given in mathematics or whatever the subject. So what is your expectation? What is your target?
To improve the
Yes,
number of
improving
students
improving the
completing their homework. Yeah.
yes, you must improve the skills. You must develop, you must increase or develop or improve the skills of doing the homework, exercises in mathematics or English or in any language or any subject. So that is your expectation. So what is the nature of this research? This is a common problem or in particular problem, it's a common to one or two students, it's a very common problem.
The common problems.
It's a common problem that you can find in many classrooms. So what are you going to do? Who is responsible? This is not only one teacher. You as a teacher, you can talk to many teachers. If all these teachers are having the same problem, so what you all can do? You can take students from other parallel
Classes.
classrooms. Then you can just bring all the students in one particular area. You can do action research. That is what kind of research? Is it an individual or a teacher action research or collaboration?
It's a collaborative.
Collaboration.
Collaborative research. Yes, collaborative action research. That is one kind of. The other one, third example. We come to the third example, the discipline issue. They don't follow the discipline rules in the school. There are code of ethics. Do you all have the code of ethics in your school? How many you all have? Please tell me, Fareen. You can't talk, I think. Ilma, do you all have a code of discipline in your school?
Yeah, sir.
That is the local school or international school?
An international one.
Then definitely they will have this code of discipline because when I was in international school foreign, just I updated the code of discipline. I just completely did change and I made it separate code of discipline for them. And finally I handed over to them. Because I did many changes on that. So the code of discipline is a very important thing in a school because our motive is not only to achieve the subject or subject achievement. That is not only our objective, but also to develop a good citizen of our country. We must bring the student to certain level where he's having all kind of these personalities and qualities match with our country. So we are now just facing a lot of challenges. Because why? Most of the school only international school and some town area school, they are just focusing on this discipline issue or not. But most of the school, they don't pay any attention. They don't take care. They don't care about the discipline issue. So the subject matter they can learn from many places, but we must be very careful on the discipline of the student. So the discipline issue, is it is it a problem confined to one or two classroom? Is it a problem? Discipline issue is a problem that's confined to one or two classroom?
No.
No.
No, it is very common problem. It's a common problem to school. So if you want to do an excellent research on discipline issue, so what is the idea of? What is your idea? Who should involve? Subject teachers? Principal? Sectional head? Deputy principal? Who?
All
Is the
together
whole
should
school involved?
All together. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. All together. All the teachers are having responsibility in doing excellent research. This is also a collaborative research, but it is a very common, as it is a very common problem, it is, we can do that one among schools in a division. There may be many schools. So among, we can select certain school and go for excellent research. The other one is the problem, English and mathematics are the two challenging subject for students. I think in our excellent research class, there are many English teachers. Definitely, they will find some difficulties in, especially in the government school, not private and international school, they have separate program. So how many all here, please again tell, can you all tell me that who are, they are in a government school? Ilma International. Idesha, how about you? Are you from international or
International.
international? What about Savindi?
Government, sir.
International.
Government.
Government school. Okay, I'll come to you. And Taranga?
International.
International. Most of you are coming from international background. So when you talk about the English, is not a problem for them. But what about government school? Savindi?
Yes, sir. There are so many problems.
So many?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Lot of problems, sir.
Lot of problem. Lot of problem. You can't just list any more than 500. So maybe when you go to the school, you are just always you are finding which school you are. Yes. Which school? Farwin also government school. Okay, tell me, Savinti, which school you are just teaching? I have forgotten.
Ganesh and Mahan.
Ganethan. Okay, good. There are so many problems. There may be, you will find. But developing English is a major task that you must do research in a what level? District level or a zonal level. So this huge excellent research. That is also a collaborative excellent research. Okay. Now we will talk about the other topic, collaborative research. When you just go for collaborative research, that you must carefully plan. Okay. But individual is only you are going to do research. But when you go for collaborative research, it's difficult. It's not simple. So now tell me, if you want to do a research, we will find out now who are the people you need to go for action research. For a collaborative research or for action research, you need a lot of help. Can you all tell me from whom you are going to get help? Can you list? I will, when you say, I will type. Tell me who?
Principal.
Right, one is the your students. Now you need to go for the who, to whom you want to do a research. That is student, target student. Your target group is target student. Student or students. That is one. Next,
Class teacher.
the friends who will give critical criticism about your things. The critical idea. So there is a critical friends. Critical friends. You need critical friends. Right. Next. To whom or with whom you can go for collaboration.
Head of departments or the principal, vice principal, the school leaders.
Your school teachers, you can, your school teachers and not only your school teachers, teachers from where? Other schools. Okay, next.
Parents.
You need your supervisor. For you to do research, supervisors. Parents need, I will come to that point. Parents and principal and all, how they can help. That is in a different way. But these people are needed directly for your exam research. That's why I'm just writing here. The people who are needed directly, the cooperation of these people are needed for you to carry out your action research. Then your colleagues. Okay, colleagues. Those are the people need for you to carry out your exam research. Now you got the point. Isn't it? It's very clear to you. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now gradually just we want to enter into the problem. Now please tell me. Now that is your time to list and tell me. Then if you tell one by one, then I will make note. During your teaching learning process, I will put the title, the problems in the short form in teaching learning process. Right, one by one. Now you all can tell. Then we will list it out. One problem we will get it from Parvin. You can type and type, then I will put it here. One problem. You just send a message. You can use told that you have the problem with your mic. Tell me, Parvin. One problem. Right. Others we will see. She can type. Ilma. Ilma, tell me one problem.
Lack of attention.
Okay, good. Very good. Very good. Lack of attention. Attention. Okay. That's the one. Okay. Oh, sorry. Right. Lack of attention. Next, lack of attention. Next, Iresha. Iresha, tell me one problem. Savindi.
Lack of communication.
I can't hear you. Speak up.
Lack of communication.
Communication. Okay, what else?
It teacher.
Huh? Pardon? Pardon?
Different levels of students.
No, problem, not different level, problem. One is less lack of attention. The other one,
Students with different learning styles.
learning desire, but particularly
As teachers, we have to get in students with different learning styles, like
learning style. That is
Wish-
one feature, but they don't obey to the discipline rules. They don't come forward. They don't understand the concepts of particular subjects. They don't have the power to memorize the subject matter. They don't use the textbook effectively. They do not obey to the discipline rules, that is violating the discipline rules. They are not participating in the group activities. One student sits alone in the classroom. He or she doesn't move with students. The students, some certain students, they do not complete the homework. You understood? You understood the problem now? Now tell me, have you all encountered these kinds of problem in your teaching learning process? One by one we ask. Taranga, tell me, what kind of problem you faced in your school? Please tell me. Taranga.
the behavior management. So
Yeah.
yeah, I ended up in the multicultural environment. So we get like we get children from the different nationalities. So it's like the behavior is totally different.
Different
And how
nationality. Different
Yes.
nation. Which is your school?
I live in Dubai, so I work in a school in Dubai.
Where?
So Dubai.
Dubai.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I
now,
work for.
now where are you? Are you at?
I'm in Dubai. Yeah. I'm
You're
joining
in
online. Yeah.
which school?
I work for James Wellington. You might know. It's like one of the
Management? Which management? That is management is from Dubai or foreign? Yeah, some other country.
It's a British curriculum school, and it's a private British curriculum, but it's private schools under it's the James Corporation. It's we have like more than 20 schools in Dubai under the name of James.
Ah, so they are the managing people are from Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you have a great experience, huh? How long you are there?
I'm there for now in this school 6 years.
6 years. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
for a long period. Oh,
Yeah.
good. And how do you feel? What is your experience in? Just tell me. Then it's what kind of problem that you what nationalities mean from Sri Lanka? There may be some Sri Lankan, Indian,
Yeah, we
Pakistan.
have Sri Lankan Indians, like Asian Sri Lankan Indians, and Pakistan and Chinese and
Oh,
Philippines, and mostly British, Russians, and some other countries as well. So a few of Americans and Canadians.
oh, it's
In
you
whole school, we have 86 nationalities.
86.
Yes.
My goodness. Oh, okay, very nice. Huh? It's a good. So you have a good experience in that school, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is your
That's
English?
experience.
You are teaching English?
Sorry?
What is your subject, Taranga?
Yeah, I'm working as earliest teacher. So I'm in foundations 4 to 5 years old. As like beginning.
That's a preschool, Cindy.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Fine.
Foundation stage, we call it.
Foundation stage. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. Fine. Then can you tell me what kind of problem that you faced in your school? Can you list, because I listed some problem in for you to do an exam research. So what kind of problem you have?
Especially as I told, like since I'm in the foundation stage, the children come from different nationalities, the bilingual, like most of them don't, like some of them don't speak English.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to have, for the very beginning, we have to have interventions programs to introduce like from English. So we mostly start with the children like bilinguals, English, children with bilinguals, we start with the visuals, very basic things. Even like we introduce
Okay, you told
they're from their bag, like we have visuals for each and everything, and even for us we have our picture, we paste our picture and the name, like everywhere they see, then they will know that's their teacher, and the picture you see your teacher. And if you're a water bottle, you like we use the visuals with the bilinguals.
it's okay.
And then they,
So you told me that
when
you are doing some interventions program.
Yeah.
You are just intervention. That is the very basic idea about the exam research. It's a very much important point is to, for you to do a intervention program, you need to go for interventions to, solve your problem. That's what we
Yeah.
are going to talk hereafter. After finishing the basic level of this exam research, then we go for planning session intervention. We will come to that one. Then the next step today, the very important part that we are going to talk and we are going to learn is the reflection parts. Reflection part. So now tell me one example we will see. How do you write down your reflection? How can you take note, or how can you just make note about your reflection? What is the way of taking reflection? Now, when you enter into the school, so now you are in a classroom. Once you go to the classroom, there may be two kinds of problem. One is, can you just tell me, two kind of problem may be there for you in a 40 minutes lesson or a 30 minutes lesson. Whatever the class, maybe primary classes, you need to do your lesson in within 30 minutes. But for secondary level, that you need 40 minutes. So tell me, within these 40 minutes or 30 minutes, mainly you will find two kind of problem. Mainly, you can categorize the problem into two. Tell me. We will see Savindi. Can you just categorize the problem into two? One is,
Attention problem.
no, one is related to,
Attention.
no, one
Other
is related to students. The other one is
teacher.
teacher. Now we will talk about, this is a reflection. Now just very important, reflection is the main important problem that we need to find out. We'll see the reflection. We are now going to talk about the reflection. Reflection is very much important for action research. We will find out how do you write reflection. Okay, reflection. Tell me, reflection based on one is students problem. Other one is teacher problem. Now this is your time. Tell me. Okay. What are the problem that related to teachers? What kind of problem teachers will find in a classroom during teaching learning process? Ilma? Ilma?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, can you all just list one or two problems that teachers usually face in a classroom during the teaching learning process?
Time management.
Uh, Not during teaching learning process. Because if you start the teaching learning, what is the first step of teaching learning process? What do you do first once you go to the classroom? What do you do first? If you want to start the lesson, what do you do?
Introducing.
Get the attention.
Introducing. How do you call that one? The first step of this in 5E we call engagement. Usually, Savindi, Iresha,
Greeting.
can you just speak a bit loudly, Savindi?
Greeting with students.
Okay, Iresha. Iresha Vijay Singh. Iresha is not talking. I don't know why. Iresha. Iresha. Taranga, tell me, what is the first step?
Engagement, get the attention, get engagement with the
Setting
student.
the scene. We call setting the scene.
Yeah.
Setting the scene. That is just how the time allocation, how do you allocate time? What is the time you can give for your engagement, or maybe setting the scene, whatever it is?
5
How about
minutes.
the time
5
allocation?
to 10 minutes.
3 to 5.
It is only 3 minutes because a 40 minutes lesson within 3, maximum 5. 5 is too long, really. But if you just allocate 3 minutes, that is more than enough. Within 3 minutes, you need to go for setting the scene. So it is a teacher-centered or student-centered, setting the scene or engagement.
Teachers.
Teacher-centered, very good. Excellent answer. It's not student-centered because that we plan and we are going to introduce the subject, the title or a unit or the content. Today, what we are going to learn. Student must know what are they going to learn. So that is one objective of the setting the scene or engagement is to introduce the subject or a title of the today's lesson. That is one. The next one is to get the attention of the whole students in a classroom. The other one is to bring out the experiences the student have the topic that we are going to teach today. Not really teach, the student going to learn. our duty is to introduce the topic and providing providing facilities for students to learn. Providing facilities. You are a facilitator. You are a resource person. You are a helper. You are a loco parent. So many roles are there for you to do in your teaching learning process in the classroom. Straight away, you can't just go for teaching. We don't say never, I want to teach. No, you want to help the students to learn. You want to make the student to learn. So you may encounter the problem. That is because your planning may be wrong. Your time allocation, the allocated time for each step may be wrong. Because you allocated 10 minutes for second step, but it took around 15 minutes. Is it okay? Whose problem is that? Student problem or a teacher problem? You plan in your notes of lesson, that is, you allocated 10 minutes, but it took 15 minutes. Whose problem is that? Is it a problem of students or teacher?
Teacher.
It's a teacher problem. So then what did you do? You went to the school, you made a plan in the last night, you sat on your table and made a plan. Notes of lesson or a lesson plan. You took to the school, you went to grade 7 classroom to do any subject lesson. What happened finally? You didn't see whether every teaching aids or items or the teaching materials are available. The availability of teaching material, you didn't check. You straight away went to the classroom. And finally, ultimately, you just found the things are not there. Whose fault is this? Whose fault?
Teacher's fault.
Teacher's fault. So these kind of problem you must write in the reflective journal. But we are not going to do accent research for the problem that our mistake. For our mistake, we are not going to do accent research. That, of course, by writing the reflective journal and by do reflection, we can correct it. But now, as we listed out some student problem, we need to carefully identify the student problem. You will find maybe unlimited number of problems in a classroom, but you must write every problem in your reflective journal. Then how you are going to write? What is the first column? You make it a table. And what is the first column? Tell me. I will make a column here in a reflective journal. What is the first column? Okay, number of columns needed. Wait. Okay, 4. Oh, sorry. Right. See. Wait. Right, we will write down. What is the first column? In a reflective journal, what should be the first column? Date and time. What should be the second column?
What I expect to do.
Yes, what do you expect? Very good. What I expected, very good, as teacher. Okay, very good. Next.
What actually happened?
Huh?
What actually happened?
Yes, what actually happened. Very good, very good. What actually happened? Okay. Then finally,
My feelings and I learned
my
feelings and what I learned.
very good. My feelings. Oh, wait. My feelings and what I learned. Very good. You are a college of education passed out student.
Yes, sir.
From which college?
CNA National.
Diana. Okay, good. Your subject is
Mathematics.
mathematics. Okay, that's why just you are telling. Okay, good. Now tell me what. So then you can make your reflective journal like this. Now, if did everyone get this? The reflective journal, that the model of the reflective journal. Reflective journal. Okay. Now tell me how you can write down your reflective journal. The others can tell, because since Savindi is passed out from College of Education, she knew clearly what is the reflective journal. Others must know what is. Ilma, tell me what you should in the date and time. What are you going to write? Ilma?
The particular date and the time.
Right. Okay. Then what I expected as teacher, what actually happened, my feelings and this thing. So how long you are going to write this one? So per day you have 6 subjects or maybe 7 period in your school. Okay. So do you want to write for all periods or all subjects in a day? Is it needed? Ilma, Taranga, is it needed to write for every subject, every period?
So I think yes.
Yeah, of course, of course. Taranga?
It depends, I guess, in some like in general subjects. Like,
No.
how do I expand to the
For every subject, every period, you must write reflective journal with your lesson number. Without lesson plan or a notes of lesson, a teacher cannot enter into a classroom, because Savindi knows clearly about the value of notes of lesson or lesson plan. Because some teachers are telling that, why should I write a lesson plan? I have more than 15 years experience, 20 years experience. Why should I write? Do you all agree with the argument of that particular teacher?
No. This,
No, why Taranga? You are telling no?
it's because based on the students, like every year we don't get the same student, and the situation is always new. The new lesson, the new situation.
It's a dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a dynamic one. So it keep on changing. It's not fixed. Just you can't expect the same students, same level of students, same nationality for you. So you are just teaching since you are teaching in an international school in Dubai. So the various students are coming from various countries, nationalities. So entirely different. So that is one thing. The other thing is, as you said, based on the student, and if you just get the appointment in the now you are working in a same school, but Ilma, how many school you worked?
Sir?
How many school you worked? Only one school, or you
Yeah,
have
only one.
only one? That's okay. Sabindi, how about your experience?
Only one, sir.
Only one. Farwin, you can type it. How many schools? Okay, let her type. Okay, then in a day, you are doing usually, you are doing maybe we say 5 periods per day, 5 subjects, 5, you are just doing 5 periods in different classes. So you need to write down reflective journal for all 5 classes. Not only that, you must put your lesson numbers in the top of the lesson note or a notes of lesson plan. You need to write down them. So in the first lesson, you identified some problem. The second lesson, you identified some problem. Third lesson, but you listed out all the problem for every classes. Ultimately, you arrange it and put tally mark. How many times have you found the problems? For example, we will talk one example. We will say the students pay less attention or they don't pay attention to the classroom, not enough. So there may be various reasons for that. One is there are many students, but 2 students, they didn't understand the concepts of this particular subject. So if they don't understand, what will they do? If they don't understand, what will they do? They won't pay. They won't pay attention to the class. The second thing, maybe another 3 students, they are doing some other works. They are doing some other works. So they don't pay attention. There are another 4 students, they don't answer the questions asked by a teacher. They don't answer the questions because they didn't pay the attention to the particular subject. There are another 5 students, they did all the activities wrongly. We explained, the teacher clearly explained everything. But those 5 students couldn't do those activities in proper way. So they didn't pay attention to that particular demonstration. The other 3 students, they didn't complete their homework. So when the teacher asked, they didn't pay attention. So like that, there are maybe different students may have different problems. But you need to list out all these problems under what? Main area. What is the main area? They don't pay. What is the main area of the problem?
Don't pay attention.
They don't pay attention to the subject. But under main area, there may be sub areas. There may be reason for that, the less attention to the subject. We must find out the reason, and every time we need to find out how many times it occurred. Maybe 2 students, they did some other works. That is, they did only 2 times. So it won't be a problem. It's a minor matter. But some problem may be every time some student may did the same thing. They don't do the whole, but the exercises which we give in mathematics, every time they neglected. So they didn't pay in the subject, attention in the subject. So in this way, we need to make a reflective journal, and then we need to arrange the problems in a priority basis. Then we found one in one particular subject area, one problem area, we found there may be, as we said, there may be 6 or 7 sub areas. But that may occur 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 15, 20 times. But is it necessary to select the sub area or the problem that occurred more time? Is it compulsory for us to select the problem that occurred many times or more times? Did you get my question? Because one problem, the student made it for 20 times. One particular, they pay less attention or they don't pay attention. Under that, there are so many sub area. In one sub area, 20 times they made mistake. 20 lesson. But in one particular area, 15. Some other sub area, maybe 10. Is it necessary for us to select the problem which occurred more times? Is it necessary?
No.
Taranga?
No, which is helpful with the whole class or something, it's best to select.
Yeah, we need to select which is having the more weightage. Because every time some problem may occur more frequently. But we don't need to go for the problem that is occurring every time, because that won't affect the student, because it's having the less value. But maybe only 20 times some things may happen, but only 10 times something happen. But the 10 times occurrence may be more valuable than the problem that occurred in 20 times. So we must be very careful selecting the problem in action research. But for identifying the action research problem, for writing reflective journal, how do you do that one? How do you do? Savindi, please explain, how do you identify? Because she can explain. I think she was in Siena and she did mathematics, so she can explain. Tell me, Savindi, how can you identify? How can you, within your 40 minutes, how can you identify? Savindi, please explain. Savindi?
Yes, sir.
Speak a little bit loudly, because
So think about the most troublesome problem that I have to face when I am teaching.
okay, but in your teaching learning process, how do you identify? It is not an easy task to identify the problem and note it down, because you have around 40 students sometime, 35 students. Taranga, tell me how many students are there in your classroom? You usually one classroom.
So it's in foundation stage only maximum 22. Then key stage 1 to 3, it's 30. Maximum 30.
Maximum 20?
30.
30. But still, Dealing with 30 students is a little bit difficult, I think. Because if you have 10 or 15 students, it is easy, but 30, how many teachers are there? Only you?
In foundations, no, in foundations we have 2. In foundation, it's only 22 maximum. I mean, like in
Okay.
upper classes, girls, yeah.
The upper classes may be 30, but in the foundation, 2 teachers are there.
Yes, and 22 children only. maximum.
20, okay. Okay, but even 20 students are there. It is very difficult for us to manage, isn't it? It's not easy for us to manage. Because how can we do? Because the assessment and evaluation, these two concepts, 2 different concepts. Because the evaluation is the final one. After completing the lesson, we go for evaluation. What is the difference between evaluation and assessment?
Assessment is something ongoing.
Yes, of course. Good.
And
Excellent.
evaluation is the end of the unit or end of the lesson.
Okay,
calculation.
very fine. Very good. And how do you do assessment? And evaluation you can do in the finally you can give some questions or your product or whatever it is by your just doing the final judgment you can evaluate. But assessment, how do you do assessment?
Observations and the activities given.
Based on what? Observation based on what?
Based on how they
How can you observe?
completing the activities.
You can't simply go for observation. Savindi, how do you do observation? Ilma? How do you do observation? By creating criteria or rubrics.
Yeah, rubrics.
If you don't write down, for example, very simple example I will give you. For you all to find out for you all to write down the reflective journal. In a language, just there are so many things. Writing the letters, pronunciation, and writing sentences, reading in proper way. There are so many things. Punctuation, so many things in English or any other languages. In science, for example, using a microscope, there are so many steps. For every step you write down the criteria, you put rubrics or criteria, you put marks. So it's very fine, excellent, it's good, fair, bad. In that you mark it. So those criteria will help you to find out in a minute point. Very carefully you can identify the problem. For example, the language or a mathematics, every time that the student may write the numbers in different, when you just go for addition, subtraction and multiplication, they make mistake. How do they make mistake? How do they make mistake? But you can find out by observation. So every time, if you want to do the observation, you need to write down your criteria. Then based on that, easily you can identify your problem. If you identify the problem, easily you can do your action research. Simply, you can plan and do action research. But finally, we will, before winding up this session, I will ask one question. In the next session, we will continue. What is the difference? What is the difference between the remedial teaching and action research? That is the last question that I am going to ask from you all. Can anyone just explain what is remedial teaching and what is action research? What is action research and what is remedial teaching? Ilma? What is remedial? What is action research? Taranga? Taranga, what is remedial and what is action research? Ilma, can you all hear me? Savindi?
Yes, sir.
Ilma, Taranga, tell me what is action research and what is the remedial? What is the difference between action research and remedial?
Is remedial teaching about finding out the students who are finding it hard to study and taking actions only for them to improve their academic?
So same thing for action research also. We are doing the same thing. We find the problem for students. Yeah, we need to do action research or remedial. Remedial is like a fever. It's a temporary one. Simply by identify the problem, you can give some Panadol and some antibiotics and all clear out the problem. But if the action research problem is a chronic problem. Taranga, you got the point. Very important. Next time we are going to talk. Taranga,
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
it's not just giving Panadol and antibiotic and antihistamine like simple problem is remedial. Remedy means a treatment, kind of a treatment. You go for diagnosis by doing various tests. You find the problem and the doctors will prescribe you the tablet and the syrup and whatever it is. They will do and finally you will you solve your problem within short time. That is the time when the teaching learning process is going on. You identify the problem, sort it out. But simply you can't identify the problem like remedial teaching. To solve the problem, you can do remedial for a simple problem. But when it is the chronic problem, it's for a long time. The student that she or he made mistake during his during when she was in he was in grade 4. So now she or he is in grade 9. But still the problem is there. You need to gradually remove the problem from his or her mind. That is action research. Okay, then we wind up and next time I will explain you how do you plan, how do you confirm the problem by doing the close context and academic context. The close context and academic context, that is by doing literature review and all. We will talk. Okay, shall we wind up?
Yes, sir. Could you mind send us the PowerPoint from last time as well, sir?
I will tell you. I will send you all the PowerPoint and notes, everything. Don't worry. I will send it to those people, Apex. Every notes. I will clearly prepare. Just now, I am in the process of preparing the notes. Don't worry. By step, I will prepare every notes and I will send it to you all. Maybe PDF form or PowerPoint, whatever it is. Okay. So very clear way you all so that you can understand and do your action research. So, and thank you for your cooperation to do me for a interactive session. Thank you. Good night and salam alaikum. Okay. We see you next.
Thank you. Good night, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay.